State off to the best start in school history, 13-0, and there comes the home team. Everybody is stoked. First half, Kentucky by 7. Let's make it double digits. Home team, less smoke there. Everything bouncing Kentucky's way. Bernard Cote. Now, that looked like Brick City, but how about that? On the road, you get the members bounce. Kentucky led by as many as 16 into the second half, but here comes Mississippi State. Timmy Bowers for through 3, gets it within 8. Then Bowers spots up again. From that spot, you get 3 more. It's suddenly a 5-point game. Now we got it down to 4. Bowers this time a tad off the mark, but Winsome Frazier is there. Rebounding is the key to life. 2-point ball game after the putback. Now it's a 1-point game. Frazier at the line misses, but Lawrence Roberts, kids, box out. Got it. State taking the lead up 1. 2 minutes left. Pandemonium in Starkville. Less than a minute to go. Frazier again missing at the line in front of a 1-and-1. Gerald Fitch gets it and then kicks it out of bounds. After another UK foul, 66-65. Mississippi State, Bowers, oh goodness. Instead if they made the free throws, they would have locked this thing down. Doesn't happen. Ensuing possession, Gerald Fitch now going to dribble the ball off his foot for Kentucky. Bowers hits the hardwood. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow goes to Kentucky. Tubby Smith's club gets a break. Then the big break. 2.5 left. They throw it inside, trying to get the back cut and the no. They don't get the dunk. Instead, they get the deflection. Eric Daniels puts it in. The Wildcats win it 67-66. Oh, Tubby.
We were trying to get Gerald Fitch the ball. It was a great look by Cliff to throw the ball over top there. They got a piece of it. Eric's such a smart and intelligent player. He was able to gather himself, presence of mind, to get the ball on the glass and get the shot.
He forgot to mention the luck part, but after they got the tip, it all went very well for UK. Putting the Stark in Starkville, Mississippi State loses its 6th straight game against a ranked opponent. The last 3 all at the hands of those blue-blooded cats from Lexington. You know, that might even sour a man on Ashley Judd if that's possible. Prior to this losing streak, the Bulldogs had won 5 straight versus ranked teams.
16th ranked Texas favored to beat 3rd ranked Wake Forest. Longhorns have won 23 straight home games. That's what gives them the edge. P.J. Tucker, the freshman who Wake Forest passed over. He went to Texas. He made him pay. Hits the shot there, and then the Horns start raining threes before a school record crowd of 16,837 at Frank Irwin Center. Brandon Mouton, Kenny Taylor. How about Kenny Taylor? If some is good, more is better. Shooting 60% in the first half. Did the Longhorns. Another Mouton three-pointer. 8 of 13 from 3. Texas up 13 at the break. Second half. Justin Gray. Three-pointer. Wake down just 7. More Wake. Gray to Trent Strickland. Alley and... oh! Strickland a career-high 22 points. We've got a ball game. But now we don't have one. Wake down a half rack. Gray, another 3. We've got another ball game. Gray with 27 points. But this one belonged to P.J. Tucker. He was huge. 21 points to lead 5 Texas players in double figures. Texas 94-81, and Coach Lavin loves Tucker. Previously undefeated, St. Joseph's hosting Fordham. The Hawks opened this game on a 31-8 run. Delonte West, part of that run there. It was 48-12 at halftime. Our highlights will not go past the first half. West again with his 13 points. Jameer Nelson went from 7th to 2nd on the all-time scoring list for the Hawk Hoopsters. St. Joe's 2 wins shy of the longest winning streak in school history. If you had Fordham and 43, you lost 79-35.
Taking on Maryland. Dickie V, your thoughts?
He's as good as a big guy as you're going to find in the 3-second area in college basketball.
Here's an example. Sean May over Jamar Smith.
He gives him a post presence inside.
May scoring inside.
Once he touches the ball, he knows how to score inside. He knows how to finalize.
Can't get enough of Dickie V. May scoring in the post. First half, Carolina had a 23-18 lead. That's when May. Nice pass. Jackie Manuel, bucket in the foul. Carolina up 25-18. Later in the half, Carolina up 1. May, the rebound, puts it in off the glass. Tar Heels at a 3-point lead. Let's move to the second half, shall we? We're tied at 54. John Gilchrist running the break. Gives it off to Chris McCray for the bucket and the foul. That's Maryland's first lead since 4-3. Up 4 now. McCray finds Nick Cantor-Medley, easy jam out on front of the break. Maryland a 6-point lead. McCray again to Cantor-Medley, this time underneath for the easy bucket. Just over 3 minutes left. Carolina down 3. Rashad McCants gonna bury the 3. We're tied at 78, and here we go. After a couple of Terrapin freebies, Sean May rejected by Cantor-Medley there. A minute to go. Carolina's down 5. Raymond Felton, what are you gonna do? Gonna throw it away. Little miscommunication. Maryland goes on to win 90-84.
Number 7, Cincinnati at 21st ranked Marquette. Bearcats did some big woofing before this one. Tony Bobbitt, we are going to come in and shut down Travis Diener. We owe him. Diener averaging 17.5 points per game coming in. Missed 1, then contested there. That's off the mark as well. Marquette down 1 in the first. 24 turnovers, one of them from Diener there. Blind pass. Eric Hicks will take it and crunch. Jay Billis. Now they lock down Diener.
Coming into their game against Marquette, Cincinnati wanted to put pressure on Travis Diener. Diener is one of the toughest guards in America. He's the heart and soul of Marquette. Cincinnati wants to keep the ball out of his hands, trap him, pressure him, and wear him down so he's not as effective at the end of the game.
It worked. Diener just 4 of 11 from the field. Second half, Marquette down a dozen off the miss. Damian Mason, hello, put back. Marquette down 10, top 10 nominee. Later in the second, though, Cincinnati up 13. Now Marquette, 1 home loss in 39 games at home. Let's make it 2 in their last 40. Eric Hicks with the dunk. Cincinnati wins at 85-73. Georgetown visiting top-ranked UConn. UConn, it's a team game. They lead the NCAA in assists per contest at 20.9. Definition of assist, an act of giving aid or help. We'd like to thank Merriam-Webster for stopping by the show. First half, UConn down 1. Ben Gordon to Leak Brown. That's a hoop. Gordon 5 assists, Brown 20 points. Then Brown returns the favor because you see, the more you give, the more you have. Brown 7 assists, Gordon 11 points. Gordon to Emeka Okafor. Full stat line as always for Okafor, 27 points, 11 boards, 5 blocks. Gordon, Rashad Anderson. The key element to an assist is the finish. 18 assists for the Huskies in this one. Charlie Villanueva going to miss, but that just rebound opportunity for Okafor. Hoya started 10-0. They've now lost 3 straight. UConn's won 11 in a row on the 24-point margin, their biggest win ever over Georgetown. No Badger dare stand in the way of Gene Katie's bid for career win number 500. First half, watch produce David T. He's arrowed, and then he's losing his kicks. A lot of times the Velcro works. Some kids can't just lace them up. Play goes on. Keep an eye on T. Gets the ball, and right there in his stocking feet, he's going to fire up a 3 and drop 11 points. That's a top 10 nominee. The man's doing it on one sneaker. Now on defense, Teague still without the shoe, following, of course, in the shoeless footsteps of McLean Scott, great Earl the Shoe Jones. Who Wade forces Wade travel. Finally, there you go. Put that sucker back on. 4.4 left. Badgers down 2. Devin Harris for the defending Big Ten champs. No. 53-51 Boilers. Not a single fast break point scored in this game.
Northwestern trying to beat Illinois for just the 4th time in the last 39 tries. James Augustine putting it up. Watch D. Brown, listed as 6 foot tall and 6 feet tall as well. Crashing the board in the tough hoop. Brown had 14 in the first half. Illinois by 9 at the break. Tim Young on the break, going to take it himself. Young had 15 and 10. Northwestern up 4. Wildcats up 5. DeVore, Duancic the 3. Here's the shooter's bounce. Something Illinois didn't have all night. The Illini made only 8 of 31 from 3. Yeah, they lost.
Northern Iowa hosting undefeated 20th ranked Creighton's off to their best start since the 42-43 season. Blue Jays, though, well, they found out how hostile Cedar Falls, Iowa can be. Brooks McCowan draining threes. McCowan from NBA range. He had 6 threes, 24 a career high. Dana Altman, how about guarding them?
They played awfully well and hit a lot of shots, but we just didn't have energy and we didn't fly around and gave up some shots that we shouldn't have gave up. So disappointing loss. One, we're going to have to go back and get to work. We obviously got a lot of work to do, and there was a period of time there we just didn't compete.
UNI Panthers, 12 three-pointers on the night. 82-73. Creighton, 3rd unbeaten to lose in the last 2 nights. Going to make it 27 in a row over Kansas State. How bad is it? The last time Casey State took out the Jayhawks 9 years, 362 days ago. But, you know, at least they did it on the road, so maybe there's a shot because they're in Lawrence on Wednesday night. First half, Wildcats down. Frank Richards, Jeremiah Massey. Massey got it for 12. Game tied at 27. Second half, Jayhawks up 9. Jeff Graves. Thievery. Aaron Miles. Keith Langford finishes the play. Jayhawks win again. 73-67. Langford had 17. 27 in a row. Give up already.
Kelvin Sampson-led Sooner team has never suffered consecutive 20-point losses off that awful loss to UConn. Probably have last year's game against the Cowboys on their mind. Remember Victor Williams, banker, with 3.6 left in the game. The controversial call. Replay showed the shot didn't get off before the shot clock expired. Now back to Wednesday night, picking it up early second half. Tony Allen picking off the pass and taking it all the way in. Gave the Cowboys an 11-point lead. They're up 16 for the top 10 nominee. The pass turned over, one of 20 turnovers. It's Allen again. Allen had 20. John Lucas in the stands. Proud dad watching his son John, the Cowboys guard. Lucas from long distance. Less than 2 minutes left. Lucas showing the versatility, the drive, and laying it in over 2 Oklahoma defenders. Lucas has 22. And the Cowboys win.
Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Nashville, and Knoxville. Top 10 nominee right off the bat. Jason Hallward of the crazy steal, the crazy reverse, the crazy lay-in. Vandy trailed 37-31 at the half. Later, Tennessee fast-breaking. Scooter McFadden dunk away. He had 20. Another Vandy turnover then. Stanley Asumnu, great save. The long toss to John Winchester. Tennessee wins at 76-66. 6 ranked teams lost to unranked squads.
You see the arrow on Nick Horvath? Tries to set the pick. Well, look at that. Everybody goes down around him like bowling pins, wide open. Easy jam. Duke up 42-25 at the break. It's exactly how they drew it up. Second half, more knockdowns, although of a different variety. J.J. Redick knocking down to 3. Redick had 20, and Duke had themselves a 47-25 lead. Later in the second half, off the turnover, Redick, the underrated bounce pass to Luol Deng. Duke wins a 35th straight at home. They've won their last 10 games by an average of 26 points.
Georgia Tech winless since December 29th, hosting UVA. That's Ismail Muhammad, his first start of the season for the Jackets, and he makes an immediate impact. That's a top 10 nominee. Look and listen.
It's throwdown Thursday, Mike.
Throwing down more. Muhammad hangs around the reverse lay-in, and then later in the first half, Muhammad baseline again. Tech up 7. Jarrett Jack behind the back to Marvin Lewis for 3. Lewis at a game-high 17, coming off the bench this time. Right before the half, Muhammad goes glass. He was 6 of 6 from the floor, had 13 points, and Georgia Tech wins 75-57. UVA 0-3 now in the ACC. Game winning streak into East Carolina. That's Rick Pitino. Under a minute left. Belton Rivers fouls Taekwon Dean on the 3-point try. Now, Dean is going to go to the line, gets to shoot 3, makes them all. He had 16 points. Rivers can't believe it. Now watch this ensuing East Carolina possession. Rivers spots up for 3, hits it. He had 9 points, but he's acting as if he had like 39. Notice, it's an 8-point game. 49 seconds left. A lot of chest banging going on there. A lot of jumping around, but East Carolina loses. Louisville has won 12 in a row.
8th-ranked Arizona and Southern Cal. Lute Olson tied for first place in school history with 509 wins. Looking to snap that tie. Desmond Farmer for 3. Got it. Trojans had a 29-18 lead. Later in the first half, off the inbounds, Farmer going to drive the lane. There's a tough lay-in going glass. Farmer had 23 in the first half. Second half, Derek Craven driving the lane. Bucket and the foul. USC up 62-58. Remember that Craven name. Later in the second, Salim Stoudemire off the kick out. Put a hand in his face. He hits. Arizona down 5. Later, USC up 11. Eric Craven, Derek's brother, going all the way. USC goes on to win by 9.
Number 17, Gonzaga, hosting the San Francisco Dons. Well, that got us thinking, you know, the Dons, what are some other famous Dons? Well, of course, Bill Russell, he played at San Francisco, so he's kind of a Don. But Don King, Don Zimmer, my personal favorite, Don Rickles. Remember Don Zimmer? He was the guy who viciously attacked Pedro Martinez.
Don Corleone.
Defenseless, yeah. Don Ho, Don Knotts, oh, good, of course. Gus the Kicking Mule movie. That was a great sports movie. And the most famous Don Corleone.
Yeah.
Never go against the
But I
family.
said that.
That's right. Thanks for keeping up. First half, Blake Stepp, the step back three. Stepp on fire, 6 for 6 at that point, and then from way outside, he's 8 for 8. What a first half. Blake Stepp, 9 for 9, all of his 23 points in the first half when he outscored San Francisco 23-16 all by himself. The Dons have lost 15 in a row at Gonzaga. Team trying to bounce back from Wednesday's loss to Cincinnati with another Conference USA game against Southern Miss. Travis Diener behind the back to Scott Merritt, who had 16. But Southern Miss came to play. David Haywood is spotting up for her. He had 14. Southern Miss up 5 at halftime. Then it's a 17-3 Southern Miss run in the second half. Jasper Johnson, 2 of his 13, and Southern Miss wins. Marquette 2-2 in conference play.